Hello and welcome. Today I want to do a little video regarding repair that I've got for some water damage. So basically the drywall here was had got some water damage, got super nasty, kind of a big nasty thing, and that was here when I moved in. So what I did is I went ahead and cut it out, and to do that I just basically, you can use any kind of straight edge, and I just kind of nailed it to the edge there, and then used a rotozip, which would be one of these deals. And just, you know, if that little piece of wood was the edge of the wood that's up on the ceiling, you just run it across there and cut into the with the depth of the drywall there, and then you can get a nice clean edge, which makes it a lot easier to replace when you put the next piece up. But one thing I like to do when there's a lot of damage like that, I like to look at an opportunity, look at it as an opportunity rather than a problem. And so what I did here is I took the opportunity to go ahead and add a piece of conduit that goes from the garage, which is through there, and then it basically goes all the way back and to the outside on the other side of that window there. And then that will be so that if we want to do an upgrade for 220 in the garage, we can run, the electrician can just run the cable and do a sub panel in the garage, and this will save maybe $5,000 just by having this conduit here. So all they need to do is run the cable from there to there, because if I don't do this here, what they would need to do is run that same kind of conduit all the way around the house. So they'd have to go all the way around the house. There's a lot of funky stuff. There's a, you know, that's a chimney, so it makes corners, and then there's another corner around there until it gets into the garage, and then there's a lot of labor involved with that. There's a lot of material involved with that, so there's just a lot of cost that if you can do it yourself, and if you could throw it up and kind of pre-do a lot of the work that the electrician might do at $150 an hour, then you could save an incredible amount of money just by having things ready to go. And of course, you want to do the research. One of the key things, you do have to glue the PVC whenever there's a connection, when it's either underground or that. It doesn't need to be dual. It doesn't need to be the two glue like with plumbing. And then you want to make sure the conduit is sized for what you want to do. So I've got a big enough size in there for the number of wires to run a new panel in there without running into a problem code wise. So yeah, do your research. But you know, it's two 10-foot pieces of conduit basically. So I think it was about $40 for each piece. So for $80 and a little bit of time, I've got this in here that will save thousands on the electrician bill by the time it's all said and done. So it's something to really keep in mind. And then at the same time, what I did is I upgraded all my internet. So I've got a couple bedrooms that I'll get access through this garage here. As you can see, I've got basically everything coming out through here for right now, and then when this panel, if you can see, there's a plastic, that gray plastic box is kind of the junction that will attach to the conduit that's coming out up there. And then I'll have one of these cables coming into the garage for the shop stuff, and then I've got one going in the basement for the furnace, and then I've got the two going to the bedroom will go up into this little kind of soffit area, and then up in there, like that wall. Probably can't see it too well, but there's a wall back there, which is basically the bedrooms above. There's a bedroom up here, and then there's a bedroom up here. And so the cables will pop in through the back wall, and then that'll upgrade the internet at the same time. So that's Cat 6E cable. And then I've got a KVM extender, which is really neat, that basically my computer can work at anywhere, which kind of neat thing for the workshop, because you can have all your computer gear up in a different room completely and not have to worry about dust, that kind of thing. And then, like, this is the one connection that I made, and it goes up through there. And one thing to keep in mind when you're running Cat 6 cable, Cat 5 or whatever, you want to try to keep the distance between a power cable and a data cable as much as far apart as you can. It's not as much of a big deal with some of the stuff we've got today, like some of the, like this cable is a shielded cable, but it can make a difference if you're right next to a, you know, it can cause issues. So yeah, that's that, and then I'll show you upstairs in the closet kind of how I wired. Because the other upgrade that I did here is I've got these two lights that weren't here before, and then I've got where this piece of cardboard is and where that piece of cardboard is. You can see that little dongle there. That's where the other two lights are going to go here. So there's going to be two lights. There's going to be two lights that are going here, and then we've got the two lights over there. So we'll have 4 new lights, and that's the other thing that I did for the upgrade was because everything is normally on a lamp switch like this. That's how this house was wired originally. All the switches went to a plug that you would plug a lamp into. So what I did is I went ahead and ran the ran electrical down and into this junction box so that I could attach lights to it, and then now I've got lights on the switch. So there's 3 upgrades I did here with one really bad looking with one really bad repair. Taking the opportunity to do this probably saved me or added, you know, some value to the house, and then saved me quite a bit of time and money. I'm not sure how much the electrician would charge for this. Probably $1,500 based on the other ones that they've charged me for in the house. So, you know, that's a lot of savings right there. And then I'm going to guess that that's $5,000 of savings just in labor and cost to wrap it all around the house to get conduit into the garage there. So, you know, what's a crappy thing that ends up being kind of a pain in the ass could end up being something that ends up saving you thousands of dollars. So yeah, I guess that's the update. The reason I have cardboard there, by the way, is mostly because I've got a hole saw for these lights, and because I've got these cables going across here, I'm just kind of making sure that I give myself a little layer protection, because that hole saw goes kind of fast and I don't want it to accidentally nick any of the wires that are above there. So because I know I'm already going to be cutting something there, that's just protection for that, and then I'll shove it out of the way when I put the light in, and then it should be good. But yeah, thanks for watching. Forgoification on YouTube, Forgo TV on Twitch. And normally I'm doing games, but this is more of like what I do for, you know, saving money and making money in real estate kind of stuff with my own houses. Just things you can do with your own house to increase value. It can really, really add up. But there you go. Thank you very much. Have a good day.